You're live.
We're live. Just to make sure we're live, correct?
Yes, we are live.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PA DECA's hashtag Evolve Competition Prep Series, Episode 4, entitled Soar. Tonight, I'll be your host. My name is Max Lucas, and I'll be talking about the intricacies of the individual role play and how you can succeed. For those of you who have not tuned in before, I'm going to give you a quick update on what hashtag Evolve is. So hashtag Evolve is Pennsylvania DECA's unique competition prep series with the goal of providing our chapter association members with the needed resources for great success at the State Career Development Conference and beyond. So without further ado, I'm going to let my great friend Trayvon talk a little bit about what this show has done previously and what's in the future for this great organization.
All right, guys. So it's nice to meet you all. My name is Trayvon Bradshaw, and I am your state vice president. So like Max said, I'm going to be going over our episodes for hashtag Evolve, the ones we have done previously that you guys can still tune into on our YouTube channel. All you have to do is go to YouTube, go to the search tab, and type in Pennsylvania DECA. Under our YouTube channel, you can go to playlist and go to competition prep series, and we have all the episodes for you there. So now to go over the episodes. First was Ignite, which is an introductory video that really explained the entire nature and scope of the hashtag Evolve competition prep series. And following that, we did an episode called Bright, which was planning out your written events. And it went over the key things to being successful within your written events, which is materials and promotion, executive summary, and the overall presentation of it all. And last week we did Pursue, which was test-taking strategies, and we were given the honor of actually having an ICDC competitor from Pennsylvania come in and be our guest speaker, and he talked about all of his test-taking strategies and what helped him to make the stage at ICDC. So tonight we have Soar, like Max said previously, which is all on how to excel in your individual role plays. 2 weeks from now, we will have Compose, which is how to excel in your team event / role play. Then we will have Shine, which is actually going to be on February 21st, the day before the state conference, where we'll have more of our state officers on to talk about preparing for states and the expectations that you guys can have while at Hershey. And then finally, we have Achieve, which is going to be shot 2 weeks after the state conference, all on how to make the stage at ICDC and covering some of the main topics we did within the entire hashtag Evolve competition prep series. So back to you, Max.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Trayvon. So next we're going to have Megan, another representative for districts in PA DECA, talk a little bit about what's important during the introduction of a role play. So without further ado, take it away, Megan.
Introductions, in my opinion, are perhaps one of the most important parts of a role play because they are your first impression with the judge, the first time you interact with the judge, and this will affect your score in many different ways. Some tips we have come up with are you should make eye contact with the judge, not only when you first meet them, but when you're sitting down during your role play to show that you know what you're saying and that you firmly believe. In addition to this, you should also shake your judge's hand firmly. And then to begin your role play, we suggest you say your name and your role in order to establish a character basis for this role play and allow you to establish your role with the judge. Another thing you should do is ask to be seated and thank them for their time in order to establish a connection with them. And then you should go over the company's objectives so you can start off with a good impression.
Absolutely. Thank you, Megan. That's very helpful. Quickly, I just want to shout out the fan base that is attending tonight. I really appreciate everyone coming out. You guys are the best. So next, I'm going to let Trayvon talk a little bit about KPI breakdowns and the 4 steps to nailing KPIs.
All right, guys. So KPIs are very important in your role play. If you've been in DECA, you know this. pretty much a key performance indicator is what your judge is going to be, well, judging you on. You know, these are the main topics that they want to hear you guys discuss. So there's an actual formula, system, if you might, that you guys can use for nailing your KPIs and truly explaining / describing them to the best of your ability. So first, what your judge is looking for is for you to make a defining remark on whatever your KPI is. And there's actually two types. There's action-related KPIs, and there's ones you can actually go into and explain. So the difference is like action would be, you know, demonstrate good communication skills. So they just want to see that you have a good flow to it all. You speak clearly and confidently. And then there might be one where you have to explain, which is describe the nature and scope of promotion in the marketing function. So you have to go into more detail with that, of course. So first you would make a defining remark, and then you would give examples. So that's the second step. You want to be able to go and look at the different industry facts that you might be able to pull up about promotion or whatever other KPI you have, and give direct examples of how it relates to the case. So that's step 3. And lastly, it's just spice it up. Add your own flavor to it. Be yourself. Add your personality. And that'll help to just show that you are genuine, and it'll just definitely get you a lot more points.
Absolutely. Okay. So moving on, I'm going to talk a little bit about body language. So it's important not to be stone cold and not move at all. It's important to spice things up. So what I like to talk about are the 4 Ps. I truly love the 4 Ps of body language when it comes to DECA. So those 4 Ps are posture, poise, placement, and pleasant. So as you can see from our image here, we've got 2 judges, but I'm going to use the judge in the glasses with the black tie because he just seems like a cool guy as my example. So he's got a fantastic posture. His back's straight. He looks like he's serious and ready for business. He looks like a real hero. He's poised and ready to talk about whatever points he needs to. That's obvious. You can also look at his hands placement and see that they're placed directly on his side, and that is very helpful because having moving hands can take away points, and it is important to make sure that your hands aren't distracting from the content you're presenting. Also, you can tell his face isn't a frown, but it isn't a smile. It's that pleasant thing in between where it's like, can't tell if they love you or hate you. But like because his face is so pleasant, it's so easy for the competitor to approach him. And so if you're like that and reflecting onto your judges will instantly be in a good mood and ready, and you'll have greater success. I guarantee it. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about the conclusion.
As I stated before, the conclusion is similar to the introduction, but it's the way you end your role play. And judges see hundreds of students per day, so it's very important to make your presentation memorable and find a way to stand out from the rest of your competition. In addition to this, you should have a call to action to end your role play. Plan another meeting with your judge a week in advance or somewhere in the near future. Also, it's important to thank them for their time, as they are taking time out of their busy schedules to meet with you. In addition to this, standard conventions, don't be afraid to give a flair, such as give a sample or give a business card. In addition to this, it's always important to shake the judge's hand before leaving your role play, as this will show your judge that you really care about them and the time they took.
Absolutely. Thanks, Megan. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about writing out your role play. It's not complex. It's not like faking the moon landing. It's just straightforward. What you need to do here is just take 8 boxes, draw them on the scrap paper, and use them to organize your system. So you take the first 5 boxes and you use them as your you use them for your KPIs. So you take the first 5 boxes, you put your first performance indicator in there, you put your second, and you go on in an according order. Below each of the performance indicators, it's important that you list 3 different points you can talk about with your judges so that they see you have a full understanding of what's going on there. The next thing you should do on the 6th box is put in what your role is and what your judge's role is, so that when you're presenting, you can tell, hey, I am the astronaut and he is the NASA member. And so you talk to him and you keep them in where they need to be. So the other thing you should do in the 4th box is just write out your introduction and conclusion. If you have it written out, you can't mess it up. It's that simple. And so having it there kind of gives you a safety net, keeps things easier. And then the 5th one, you should put in the role play objective. So what you're planning to do within there. And if you have that in there and have it organized, it'll be easier for you to achieve success and stay organized during the thing. So maybe you don't get to speak about all the points, but if you hand it in to your judge afterwards, after the time limit's up, and they see you have in-depth knowledge about everything, that'll surely boost your points and your score. So next we're going to talk about a couple score boosting tricks.
All right, guys. So I can't stress this enough, but it's so important to be a balanced competitor. Last week, we talked about testing, and this week we're talking about the whole performance role play part. And you're going to want something that can set you apart from the competition, especially at the state level where it's incredibly competitive and you have anywhere up to 50 or more members within your competition. You want to be able to stand out and be that one person that people are just like, you know what, that is my winner. You know, there's just a feeling. And my advisor had told me this one time. She was a judge a couple years back, and she told me that there's just a feeling you get when that person, that winner, walks in through the door and they shake your hand and they present to you with such utmost confidence and everything. So I want to give you some score boosting tricks that most people might forget to do within their role plays. So first is make a business card to give to your judge. So Megan talked about this in her previous slide, but this is also a very good thing for when you're making your call to action. This is just something that they can use as a resource to get in contact with you. So if you're just like, well, thank you, I appreciate you listening to my ideas, and I hope we can speak at a later time, and then you give them that business card as just something they can reach you with. Next is dress to impress. So this is so important, and it goes right with our introduction slide, in which you want to make a great first impression. And that goes with, you know, looking nice, looking clean and shaven and all that good stuff, just to kind of give you a good appeal to the judge. And then you want to use statistics that will reinforce your claims. So you know, backing it up with those good statistics. And I recommend actually going and researching the different trends related to your cluster. So if it's marketing, look up some good marketing trends that are going on that you could use as examples within your role play. And then just have that proper mindset and really get into your character, because all of us are getting a specific role within our scenario, and so is your judge, and you want to take on that role. So if you're a marketing specialist for a major company and you have to pitch your ideas that will help you to beat the competition, I want you to take on that position, act as if you've had the experience within the industry already, and you know exactly what you have to do as a marketer to help your company beat out that competition and overall gain your company more profits. And finally, just do practice role plays. I can't stress that enough, but there's probably a bunch of people that you can reach out to in your life, whether it's a teacher, your advisor, or your parents at home, that can help you practice these role plays. And it's important to do it with different people, because there's all types of judges and each of them are going to act differently. You know, you might get a very serious judge who kind of has an intimidating face on. You might have a very friendly judge who has a nice smile and is kind of, I guess, holding your hand, comforting you through the time. And you might have a judge that could totally ignore you through the process, but is still listening, but they kind of give you that feel. So you want to be prepared for each and every moment you could possibly be hit with. So that is my score boosting tricks. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Trayvon. It's especially, I want to say, it's really important to get into character. It's something you got to do. I mean, you don't have to be like an actor from Star Wars or like Tom Hardy or something, but it is important to get into character. And when it comes to the practice role plays, I always do a practice role play with my mom because she's not afraid to tell me I suck. And that is very helpful, because after getting ridiculed by your mom, none of the judges can scare you. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit about an actual live role play. We have video footage from our wonderful Lucy Sumner, another state officer of ours, doing a role play with her mom. And so we're going to go through this, we're going to watch it, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start the video.
Hi, my name is Lucy Sumner. Nice to meet with you here today. May I please be seated? Absolutely, yes. So I am here from Solutions Marketing. I am their Chief Marketing Consultant. And so I'm here today to talk to you from Liberty Mutual Insurance about a promotional plan my company has created for your 5K run walk event that you are planning that will benefit the American Cancer Society. So I understand that you have a limited budget, so we created a promotional plan that would fit that. We have a 3-part plan. The first is raise additional revenue from t-shirt sponsors and prize sponsors from local businesses. Create a competition between local gyms to see who can get the most people to sign up for the run and reward them with a type of prize. And then focus our advertising on families, meaning schools, parks, grocery stores, to increase family participation. So that is our main plan. So when we were thinking about creating our plan, we first had to recognize the importance of community involvement for local businesses. So this ties into corporate social responsibility, very important aspect of any business, especially an insurance business, because your customers are trusting your business to provide them home, auto, and life insurance. That's a big bond between the customer and the company. And we need to make sure that our community knows that your company is invested in their health and their wellness. So we looked at this event, the 5K run, as a great way to foster your brand as a very caring, community-driven company. So first, after we did that, we then looked at your customer needs. So the customer and the target market in this case scenario is definitely athletic people, but also anyone. We want to realize that yes, it is a run walk, but anyone can join. It's a family community event that should have very fun, relaxing, healthy, energetic atmosphere. So that was our target market, and we had to understand their preferences and look at their buying behavior and their patterns. So we looked at our data from past events. We're a very large company. We have a lot of experience doing benefit walks. So we looked at the data from people that participated in past events, and we also conducted interviews and surveys. So from this, we saw that consumers and that participate in run walks want the ease. They want it to be easy to get to, easy to sign up for. That's a very important aspect. And then they want a fun atmosphere in a good location. So those are all things we took into consideration when creating your promotional plan to make sure the ease comes across, the fun atmosphere comes across. And then so we needed to then look at the promotion that would fit your target market for this event. So the types of promotion that you may be familiar with are advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, public relations, and direct marketing. We're going to focus on direct marketing, public relations, and advertising, because we want to create that mass appeal to the wider community, and we have the ability to contact a large group of people from the resources and the data that we have. So we are going to combine direct marketing and sales promotions actually, and offer any of our current clients that participate in the run a rebate on a future policy as kind of an incentive to get them to join. And then we are going to work on the advertising, as I mentioned earlier, to schools, parks, grocery stores, anything that is a very family oriented place where families will see these advertisements. So once we did that, we then looked at public relations activities that will work. Again, we're going to focus on the advertising and publishing. So any advertising we do, we're going to push that this is an event that benefits American Cancer Society. That creates, again, a great brand for the company. It shows that you care once again, and it also is another incentive to get people to join. So we're definitely going to push that aspect. And then for publishing, we're going to publish in newspapers, any publications that go to schools to, again, advertise to families. And we're going to publish in any brochures or magazines that go to the gyms that we were also going to focus on to get those that group of people to join the walk. And then the last public relations activity we thought that would be very useful is to get a speaker from American Cancer Society to speak at the run walk. That's another aspect that, again, creates goodwill, something that people will want to come out and see. And lastly, we looked at the communication channels that we thought would be most effective. So our initial communication, as I said, is going to be through that direct marketing, and then through the advertising. That's our main way. But then we're also going to have word of mouth advertising. Once we talk to our clients about it, once people at gyms, once families at schools learn about the event, that word of mouth advertising is going to spread. And it is a community activity, so we fully plan on word of mouth advertising to be a great source of publication for this event. And then lastly, our informal communication is going to be through that advertising again, and obviously we can publicize this event on any social media that we have. So overall, we're going to help you create some additional revenue. We are going to get gyms to get lots of people to sign up, and we are going to focus on families and their benefit of coming to your event. So that is what I have for you right now. Do you have any further questions?
No, I think you covered everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that concludes the video portion. Let's quickly discuss some of the points about that. So throughout the entire course of that specific role play, there was a couple things that I saw that I thought were important. If anybody else wants to talk about some of the things they saw were important, please feel free to jump in and go ahead. But the first thing that I saw that was truly impressive, and if you're planning on going and succeeding in your case studies as well, was the amount of notes she had. So Lucy was truly prepared. She had all the information she needed, and she was able to reference it when she got lost. And so the fact that she got lost wasn't necessarily a negative, and her ability to then work off of the information that she had really led to success. What is that noise? Are we good?
We're good.
All right, go ahead. Have anything you want to add on that, or we can move on?
No, I have a few things. I think Lucy had a very nice tone to it and a nice flow. You know, she didn't go too fast. She didn't go too slow. And another thing I liked is what we talked about before, which was that call to action. And she also kind of went back over and summarized all the key points to her role play and what she had wanted to do as far as her plans. So I think that was very effective in that way. Another thing just about Lucy altogether was she had a very good vocabulary, and I think that went with what you were saying, Max, with the notes that she had. She had a lot of stuff to back herself up, and she used proper wording that was very impressive and came across very well. So that's pretty much all I had to say regarding that. Yeah. But like you said, Max, we should move it along.
Yeah, absolutely. But quickly, just one thing that although this would probably score in the upper 90s on the score-wise for role play, the one thing I would like to add is that it is important to maintain more eye contact, have it be more like a conversation than a presentation. So we'll quickly brush over the business vocab of the week, and then we've got our question and answer time. So Trayvon, if you want to do the business vocab of the week.
Of course. So guys, we've done this every single time we've been on the Evolve Competition Prep series. So your business vocab word of the week is promotional mix. And this ties into everything we've talked about tonight, especially that past role play you guys heard. So this is the collection of all the different types of promotion, which are advertising, sales promotion, publicity, and personal selling. So if you guys are paying attention to the role play, Lucy first went over the different types of promotion, and then she specifically said which one she was going to use and implement into the company's focus to help them with that run walk promotional event, which was great. And that's how you can use it directly in your role play application, because you can not only use this as a resource to expand your knowledge of promotion, but this can also be a direct answer to a common KPI that I said before, which is explain the types of promotion in the marketing function. So this is just a great overall vocab word to use, and it's just important to understand the different types of promotion and what each one's purpose or differences are in relation to each other.
Absolutely. Thanks, Trayvon. So now we've got some housework, got to take care of the state's information. States is only 23 days away. It's exciting. Can't wait to see you all in the Hershey Lodge. It'll be a great time. Just a reminder, we have our Member of the Month program, which we are currently doing. Feel free to submit members. We'll be announcing February's Member of the Month soon. Also, just for those of you who are attending our state conference, the entirety of the conference will be live streamed. We've got all of the awards ceremonies being live streamed. We've got the fashion show being live streamed, and it'll be great. You can have your parents tune in and watch you succeed and make something of yourself. Also, just as a note, there will be some more information regarding the modeling competition that'll be released soon. If Trayvon wants to talk about that a little bit, I'll let him go in.
Yes, I just wanted to give a reminder that for the modeling competition, you want to make sure to make your way down to Men's Warehouse for the guys and get yourself fitted. It was also recommended that you guys pick out some nice colors. Of course, I don't want to give out too many tips because yours truly will be in the modeling contest, and I'm trying to take home first place. But yeah, all the men, make sure to get down to Men's Warehouse wherever it's most convenient for you and get your whole thing set up and pick out a nice color. For the females this year, I can't be absolutely sure, but through the email I have saw through our PA DECA Tips of the Week from our State Director, Jerry DiGiovanni, the females will have to bring their own dress this year instead of getting it from Dress Barn. But I'm sure, you know, all you girls go to all the amazing dances throughout the year, formal prom, so you should probably have some dress within your closet that you guys can use. And it'll just be a great time. So, you know, you can have one male, one female, and I hope you guys have a great time modeling.
All right. So now is the fun part. This is the part where we answer questions from members all over the state. They can type them directly into the chat and we can answer them. But before that, I've got a question directly from one of State College DECA's finest members. My personal close friend, Tanner, had sent in a question regarding role plays. So he said that at the regional competition, his role play was based around paper towels. And so he was wondering if it was possible to bring in paper towels to his role play to use as a set piece to help him get into character. And to that, I'd have to say, paper towels? Are you kidding me? You can't bring anything in. The event is strictly paper.
Come on, Max.
Just bring in paper, man. So
yeah, that's actually a big rule. You could actually get points off for bringing any outside material into your role play. I know from experience, trust me. Just a quick story. I was doing my team event last year, and I was doing sports and entertainment marketing team at States. And I completely bombed my role play because of this one screw up I made. Now, I'd gone on DECA Direct earlier that day at States, and I had also been campaigning, so I had a whole bunch of stuff going on. But I looked up this quick article that said, you know, give a business card to your judge. Now, I was thinking I could give them a physical business card, and I took the one from my campaign booth, and I thanked them for their time and gave them the business card. First, my judge looked at me weird, and then an hour later, I went upstairs to my room, and my advisor stopped me. She gave me the business card. I gave it to the lady, and she was like, yeah, that was my first enough to give this back to me so I could give to you. And I was like, I got points out, didn't I? And she was like nodding her head. So it was very funny.
Speaking of humorous stories related to losing points. This one's less humorous and more upsetting. But last year, I lost a significant amount of points for thanking the judges on behalf of DECA. And so, as an advice from a weathered veteran of the DECA system, don't thank on the behalf of DECA. Thank literally. Yeah, thank literally from the bottom of your heart. So if we don't have any more questions, I think that does it for tonight.
Oh, wait, we had one more, Max.
Oh, we do? All right.
I forgot. My friend Billy, he had sent in a question regarding the scoring of role plays and how the judge ultimately scores, what's like most important, kind of ranked from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So if you could go over that. I'll answer your question, Billy, because I know you're gonna want to talk to me tomorrow about this, but pretty much the most important thing, like I stated before, is touching on those key performance indicators, but also staying into character with scenario is super important. Max touched on this before, but with the whole hand gestures and nervous tics, you want to kind of keep that to a minimum. So definitely having a good mindset going into this is what's going to help you with that. So again, from the top, hitting your KPIs, relating it to the case, staying confident and calm is what's going to get you the most points. And just those score boosters I talked about before will help you as well.
Absolutely. So any other questions? I think that is it. So thank you again for all tuning in. I guess in closing, one thing to leave you with would be paper towels, forget about it.
We just
Max, of course.
Wait, what happened, Megan?
We just got a question on the chat. Can I practice my roleplay skills? Never mind.
Wait, oh, just kidding. Is it not real?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right, well, see you guys. With that, we're going to be logging off. Thank you again for tuning in. See you not next week, but the week after. All right. Thanks again for tuning in to #Evolve.